This is kbci.blogspot.com. George Foster Rhynes and John Robinson. Today is January 29th, 2012. In the city of Valdosta, Georgia, county of Lowndes, state of Georgia. We are going to show you what the members of the clergy, members of the political arena, and other common everyday citizens would not show you here in the city of Valdosta, Georgia, for whatever reason. It may be that they are too afraid. It may be that they have other things to do. We watch year after year from 500 to 1,000 people gather at Mathis Auditorium. Various churches assemble in groups at the Martin Luther King Monument, but very few will ever get involved in their communities, like Reverend Floyd Rhodes, like others in our community. Just a select few of people will really stand up on the principles of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And so what I want to do this morning, I want you to see what others will never show you. To look at this monument here we were in Valdosta, Georgia. I discovered bad workmanship here in the city of Valdosta on this Martin Luther King Jr. monument. And what you're about to see, not one picture was shown on the TV's stations here in South Georgia. Not one picture was published in the Valdosta Daily Times, our only daily newspaper. Now you may try and criticize me for what I just said. You may criticize me. But I challenge you on the principles of truth to produce and make me out of a liar. And I know you cannot do that. And so when I stand on the principles of truth, I'm criticized, yet they can't refute what I'm saying. Many things in this community, myself and others bring before City Council and are resolved. But the general public knows little to nothing about it, because here in Valdosta, our newspapers have failed to report it, and I can prove that over and over again. Our local television stations will not cover it if it's in the black community, unless it's dealing with crime, robbery, wherein a black person did something. They'll stick that on the front page and blow up the pictures, and everybody knows that because we discussed that behind closed doors. But I want you to listen to what I found at the Martin Luther King Monument. My beautiful brother John Robinson came out with me, and we showed this to Valdosta City Council, and not one thing was published in the South Georgia news media as far as pictures to show people what really happened. And so we want you to be informed. That's why we do what we do. Now, we've been accused by former Mayor John Freddy and others that we just go before council to get attention. It's not about attention. Listen to me and I'm going to quit, because it's not even worthy of comment. If what you notice in all of my footage about problems in Valdosta, if they would not have been there, I wouldn't have said nothing about it. Listen. Now I won't say that. You all get the message. So when you watch this, if I'm political posturing, if these defects had not existed, I wouldn't be here. If members, the bourgeois Negroes, let me repeat, the bourgeois Negroes who white folks called all the time to do their bidding in this community, and we all know who they are. We know the black folk and the black reverends. We know the black political leaders. We know the retired school teachers and retired professional people and those who are presently working. We know who white people call to do their bidding. You discuss it in the bathroom with your families in secret. You'll talk about it under your house. And when you go to the night house, you'll talk about it. We know them. But did they tell you about this? And why didn't they tell you about it? And why is it that the people that tell the truth, you run away from them? You won't give them a dime, not even for gas, although they'll travel to Port St. Joe, anywhere across the nation, on behalf of the people. But you will give the bourgeois Negroes, you will give those Uncle Billy's and Uncle George's and Uncle Turbart and you lift them high up in the community. Make them feel superior over everybody else. But when you get in trouble, you call me. You call the white president of the NAACP, Lee Touchton, and she's sick and tired of y'all calling her. Like I'm sick and tired of you calling me. You got a pastor, why don't you call him? And why don't you get your pastor a membership in the NAACP, the SCLC, and other civil and human rights organizations? I don't blame the pastors. I don't blame the bishops. I don't blame the imams. I don't blame the rabbis in our community for not getting involved. I blame the fools that follow them. But they can't follow you to City Hall when you want something done. They won't follow you to the Lowndes County Jail when they need something done. They won't follow you to the Valdosta Police Department when your children get in trouble. They won't follow you to Atlanta. They won't follow you to your attorney's office. They won't even follow you down the street to show you that you don't even have sidewalk and curbs in your community. Yet, those are the ones you put over you. You are likened unto the children of Israel. They wanted a Saul, and so God gave them one. And so now, you ask for devils, and God are going to give you exactly what you are asking for, while the righteous are being crucified right in your midst. But listen to what we have to say. Watch what your news media never showed you, because they don't want you to know. Let me add this, then I'm going to clip. That monument, that obelisk, beneath it, we're going to show you something. The flag poles, well, I'm going to highlight that. Listen and learn. Listen and learn.